Good
I think that
afternoon.
means we're live.
October the 16th, and it is a wonderful, beautiful fireside chat in Crook County School District. Let's introduce the people in the room. Joel Hoff, Dr. Joel Hoff is back.
Well, we haven't been together for about a month doing a fireside chat. I kind of missed it.
I know. And I know the people out in Facebook land and Zoom, we're totally missing it as well. However, we do still have in the room to monitor Zoom. We still have Stacy Smith here, Curriculum Director for Crook County School District, helping us out with the Zoom. And then our awesome Communications Director, Jason Carr. So we don't have a ton of information today, but we have one piece of information that is very, very important. And I have a message from our students, and that is, please, whatever you can do to keep this community safe and keep from spreading COVID in Crook County, please do that. Please wear your masks. Please don't travel out, get exposed and come back in and expose others. Please be cautious with that. Please keep the distance. The students are saying that they love being back in school. It's going really well. And so we are just asking for the kids' sake that the adults really work hard on keeping the spread down. And we did have a little bit of a scare this week, or we have a little scare. You know, if the level of concern, it goes from 1% up to 100%. Earlier today, Joel was at 57% worried. He's dropped down to 53% worried. I was staying right around 70 all day today.
You're 70% worried.
I'm down now. I'm probably down at the 57.
You're
now.
57. So I was 57 yesterday, where I was a little worried.
I'm down to 57.
I'm down to 49. I told Stacy earlier, because it's so. Our biggest thing in all of this is student health and student safety,
and staff. I'm going to say staff too.
Of course.
Yeah.
Everyone's health and safety
in the school.
And then we also, a big thing for us was to provide parents the choice that they wanted. So for those parents that wanted to choose online, we wanted to have a great choice for them. For those parents that wanted to send their students back to school, we wanted to be able to give that choice, and we want to be able to continue to have those choices. So that's why it's so important, like you were saying, that we do whatever we can to keep cases down.
And it has paid off. Customer service is very important in public schools. And when we offered choice, we were able to offer something that people could access. So in Crook County, our enrollment last year on this day and our enrollment this year, we are only down 4 students. That's phenomenal. That's a celebration.
If you talk to other districts, we had a lot of districts are seeing people leave their districts and go to online charter schools, where we are super fortunate, where we were able to offer all these great choices for families that we're doing really well here in Crook County. So that's something, those are things.
We have a lot of people to thank. And I think we should go out on a limb and thank Johnny Olkers today.
For sure.
The homeschool partner program has been incredible, and parents are able to just spend that quality time with their kids. And we have a group of really great teachers up there that are supporting people. We put a shout out to Natalie Eberhard and Grace DeBoot and Cheryl Martucci, who are supporting the online learning. And then all those teachers and principals in the buildings that are working with our students day in and day out. It's going great. I'm just hearing so many positive things. Kids are loving school. So we're just wanting this COVID-2 rate to stay down and keep the kids receiving the service that they're getting.
And the coolest thing, the one thing that's just been great to be a part of is we're in week 5 or 6, I think, for our kindergarten through 3rd graders being in person. And we haven't had any cases linked to our school, which just speaks to our families and our staff really following all those precautionary measures that we have in place. I know they're a little cumbersome to put on a shield or put on a face mask and stay away. But it's really remarkable that we are continuing to not see COVID cases linked to the schools.
And there's some unanticipated benefits. You know, I've been at the front of schools several mornings where students are coming in and there's people there to just greet them, say hello, yeah, take their temperature, but just do, exchange some kind of positive words or a joke or a check-in, and I like that. And actually, it's really nice. They go through one person and then there's another person standing right there. And right now, the state and the federal government have extended the summer lunch program. So kids in our schools have access to free breakfast and free lunch for everyone, clear through June. So that's a great.
In one location for pickup.
That's true. So Jason's giving me the signal. And if you are not at the school and you want that free food, you can go by Pioneer and there's food available there. You can get food for children there. So it's a great thing and we're excited about
It was
that.
super cool. I was at a meeting with Kimberly Bonner earlier this week and she's like, oh, I hear they extended for the whole school year. And I was like, I hadn't heard that. I don't know. And they did, which is like such amazing news for families and everyone. So that's something we're really excited about. So
Joel has a chart. Dr. Hoff is back. And of course, when Dr. Hoff comes back, we have a chart.
You get charts.
So let's do the chart.
So I get tons of texts as our cases, as we see our daily cases go. I get lots of texts throughout the weeks like, what does this mean? Are we going to have to return to distance learning? So we thought it'd be good to just review how that all works and really to keep parents in the loop, because we don't know exactly what next week's going to look like. We don't know how many cases we're going to have. So depending on how many cases we have, we'll have different outcomes. So we wanted to make sure that parents and families and staff were just familiar with what we can do, what we can't do, what we know, what we don't know. So let me share that with you real quick. Just nothing set in stone yet, but we want to at least let everyone know where we're at and where we're going. So let me share this real quick here. So you'll probably recognize this chart. So this chart shows, let me make sure that's showing up there on your screen.
There it is.
You're seeing it now?
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful chart. So what you'll see, we have our dates down here on the bottom. We have our case count here in Crook County on the, it's called the y-axis. And you'll see that last week we had 7 cases. So that jumped us up into what we call the warning zone. And that's just, it's called the warning zone. Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Oh, that's just called the warning zone.
Just sighing about the warning zone.
And the warning zone is not as scary as you think, because you can stay in the warning zone indefinitely. We can have 7 cases. It just means, hey, you're getting close to that line. And unfortunately, we know today that we've had at least 8 cases this week. So you can see on the chart, when you go from 7 to 8, that jumps into, unofficially, we're calling it the red zone, the bad zone. And that counts as a week where we are not meeting the metrics. So moving to this next slide. So what does that mean for families? And so what families need to know. So this week, Crook County had more than 7 cases. So that makes it our first week in our red zone. The state requires a return to distance learning grades 4-12 if we have back-to-back weeks in the red zone. So it's kind of like we have 1 strike this week and we can only have 2 strikes. So, hypothetical, if Crook County has more than 7 cases next week and we're forced back to distance learning, to a return to distance learning, if that happens, the soonest we would return to those pre-October 5th distance learning models would be Monday, November 2nd. So that's just if we had greater than 7, we got our 2nd strike and we had to return to distance learning. Good news, if we don't have more than 7 cases, so if we have less than 7 cases next week, we're back and we don't need to worry about returning to distance learning because we wouldn't have back-to-back cases. And the models would all just continue as they are today. Even if we go above 7 cases next week, that won't impact kindergarten through 3rd grade. They would be able to stay in in-person learning through a K-3 exception. So parents would not need to worry about that. We would just collaborate with the health department on kindergarten through 3rd grade status. If we are over 7 cases next week, we would then return to the same models we were at before October 5th. And that all the exemptions that were in place before, like our small rural schools exemptions like Paulina and Brothers, the Hybrid Learning Center, Steen's Pillar Small Schools, those would just return in place. So you wouldn't have to worry there. One thing you need to know, we are watching this. If you wonder what we do around here among many things, we really track this stuff so that we can keep families in the loop. And we are in constant communication with our health department. If you don't know the Crook County Health Department, they are a fantastic group of people that really care about our community. So we're always talking with them. We're monitoring cases daily. They're letting us know kind of where we're at. So we'll make sure early next week, mid next week, that we are keeping you, families and staff, in the loop on our status and where we're kind of headed. And then finally, do whatever you need to do, do whatever you can do to help do your part to keep our community case count low. So whatever that looks like for you, certainly we want to be able to continue to offer the choice to families to keep their kids in school. For those that want to keep in-person learning in this hybrid model. So whatever you can do to help us out, we definitely would appreciate that.
And our kids have some public service messages out. Our students at the high school, and then we have some students at the elementary school, and they're asking you, our community members, to do what you can to keep the spread of COVID down. So
yeah.
We are hoping for a really low count next week. There was an event this week at a location that caused a little bubble in the number of cases, and we're confident that that has been mediated, and we're confident that we're trending back down. So that's why Joel's fear level was reduced.
I'm down to 49%.
And so we're just counting on
we're optimistic.
We're optimistic. We're counting on some good vibes and some good energy this week,
Yep.
and getting a low case count next week, because that will move us back into a safety zone.
Yeah, and once we get out of the red zone, and I mean we could go back in the warning zone and we'd be fine. We just can't have 2 weeks in the red zone. So that's,
stay out of that.
fingers crossed, do what you can do, because we love being able to offer in-person learning options for our families.
It has been remarkable, just students in the building, and especially great to see our seniors and our athletes. Just some really good things going on.
It's like the schools come back to life,
Yeah,
being able to have that option. So we
everybody's happy. Yeah.
Most people are happy.
Okay. Well, almost everybody's happy. But.
You're never going to make everyone happy.
All right. Let's see. Jason, I'm looking at you because I think that we basically had, that's not a very long fireside chat, but that was kind of the message out there this week was, hey, if you can wind it in.
We wanted to cut to the chase, cut to the meat and potatoes.
And we don't have a visitor today. We usually bring our principal, but everybody's out and about, and in their schools actually, not out and about.
You may want to remind people just that we go back to the regular blue days, Monday, Wednesday.
Yeah, we had no school Mondays, so the blue gold day, I think the blue group came on Friday, which they only went. Check the website. It's spelled out through the second quarter, so that goes back to normal.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah.
We used to do this, and I think we need to do it again. Just a huge thank you to Crook County School District staff, from teachers to custodians to meals to transportation. Man, when we talk to other superintendents across the state and we tell them, hey, we're offering in-person, hybrid, meals here, meals there, I'm just like, how is that happening? And it really just comes down to, in Crook County, we have a can-do attitude and amazing staff.
Dr. Hoff and I get on different meetings from superintendents around the state. We couldn't be prouder of our community than we are. We are so proud of our staff and their courage and just willingness to get in and teach. And our parents, it's just been remarkable. This is a great team. Yeah. And so we are extremely grateful and also really proud.
Yeah.
So
I remember there was, just to speak to that, I remember, I think it was earlier this week, there was a teacher that's like, hey, I'm a little concerned, but I don't want to go home. I don't want to try to teach from home. So can we build a bubble?
That's right.
We built like a plexiglass kind of containment because he wanted to be with his kids.
His risk is high.
Yeah.
So accommodations, they are willing to ask for an accommodation to keep people safe and healthy. And then they're willing to get in there and teach,
Yeah.
so.
And it's just so cool to hear from staff and students, their excitement to be in person, you know.
You know what, Dr. Hoff? Gratitude has the power to change
Amen.
attitudes.
Yeah.
And we are just focusing on what we're grateful for in Crook County, and so much to be grateful for.
Yeah.
One of the things that we're so grateful for is having our schools open.
Yeah, for sure. Thanksgiving
Okay.
is right around the corner
That's true. There's a vacation coming up.
for gratitude.
All right. Any questions, any comments?
Got a shout out from our friend Cindy Middle.
Right on. Cindy, you're one of our good players. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's the weekend. It's a beautiful sunny day in Crook County. Let's not make this longer than we have to.
All right. But we're always here for you. Get a hold of us.
Yeah.
We're glad to pursue anything, answer
Yeah.
questions, try to resolve things.
Expect to hear from us early mid next week if cases are shaky, but we'll make sure it's on our radar. It's what we focus on. So we'll make sure to keep you guys in the loop.
Okay. Not Joe and Dr. Hoff's not going above 49%. Gonna keep it down under the 50 and we're gonna win it.
Stressed out.
All right.
All right,
Have
guys.
a great weekend.
Thank you.